Trump's recent uh, post of a depiction of himself very clearly as the healing Christ with other symbols, the military force behind him, the symbol of the empire behind him, the American flag behind him, and white characters around him. It's just another confession of the very things that I speak to you all about. It's quite simple. Even in his claim of the interpretation in which he said he seen himself as a doctor, a healer. This could be very true in what he feels or what he thinks he's doing or accomplishing. But again, it only points at a legacy of white American males for the past 400 years, and the arrogance, the narcissism that comes along with it, of communicating or justifying that I'm only helping, I'm the savior, I'm the solution, I'm the healer, I'm the problem solver. I have the finger of rectitude by which I can stand on moral high ground, and I can judge other nations. I can judge people, tribes, legacies, land, territory. It's who he has been all throughout history. If you let him tell it, his claim is that until he came, all the people of the earth were simply savages. Until he came, all the people of the earth were uncivilized. Until he came and brought a Bible in his interpretation of Jesus the Christ, everyone had savage, evil, wicked religions. Everyone had to wait until the white man showed up with the Bible in his interpretation of Jesus the Christ before they knew God, before they could have a relationship with God, before that they could be civilized, before that they could save themselves from a destiny in savagery. It's his finger of rectitude that looks over the earth and says, you're a bad person or you're a good person. You should be stopped or you should be stopped. You should be punished. You should be punished. We should bomb you. We should kill you. And verbatim, they literally have said these things as of recent, not just in long, far history. Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump, they all have said blatantly, we will hunt you down and we will kill you. This narcissistic assumption of being in position to have the moral standing, the credibility, the entitlement, the right to be judge of earth, to be the one who says who is uncivilized and who is not, who is violating human rights or not, who should be punished or bombed, whose land belongs to who has right to what. This has been his legacy for the past 400 years. It's not white supremacy, it's white narcissism. It's delusion. And this narcissism and delusion is backed by great violence, savagery, hate, prejudice, racism, division, abuse, bullying, oppression. Every crime against humanity that you can imagine, the white man has the deepest legacy in such patterns, traits, behaviors, culture, strategies. He goes in the record where no one can outdo him in those works. And he feels justified in doing so. He reasons that I'm benefiting you by doing this. I'm helping you by doing this. I'm improving you by doing this. I'm saving you by doing this. Is this not something familiar? Like in abusive relationships where a man takes his fist and gives a woman a black eye. For your own good, I gave you that black eye. For your own good, I steal from you. For your own good, I rape you and abuse you. For your own good, I lie on you and cheat. I'm doing it for you. I'm blessing you. I'm helping you out. This is the thanks you give me. That's his position. That's his belief. Is this the case for all white men? Absolutely not. I can never believe that this is the case for all white men. But this is indeed his collective legacy in the pages of history. It is also what he insists on succeeding in modern times, today. Some would say in subjects like this, why dwell in the past? Why bring up the past? Why talk about race? So on and so forth. Here's the thing. It's not something that he has atoned for. It's not something that he has healed from. It's not something that he has given reparations to. It's not something that he has confessed or admitted. It's a crime, a legacy of crime, inhumanity, savagery, ruthlessness, brute violence, ill repute, lack of conscience. His legacy of this prevails even today, and he has every intention to continue it. So yes, it is a relevant topic. I'm amazed at those of you out there who have the privilege, the convenience, and the luxury to select not to know, not to think of it, not to look at it, not to deal with it, not to feel anything concerning it. It must be nice to be like you. where it's not something that you even have to be disturbed by. It must be nice to have such luxury, to not have to feel anything about it. It must be nice. The evidence is all around us, people. The infamous has not gone mad. I have the courage to acknowledge the events of our current earth, our current world. And I act as a journalist, keeping you aware of it, because I realize many of you don't have the courage to open your eyes and even look. You're running away. What takes place in this world, in this earth, is for us all to join hands, to fix, to heal, to manage, to direct intentional outcomes that favors everyone. But some of you love your convenience, your comfort, and your luxury that comes with your status, that comes with your race, your demographic, your identity, your legacy, who you were in history, and you feel removed. It must be nice. Where has the infamous lied to you? Where have I even exaggerated about anything that I've said? It's right in front of you, people. What he thinks he's doing, what he thinks he's accomplishing. He thinks he's succeeding Constantine. He's succeeding conquistadors and settlers of old, not allowing those pages in history to rest as dry ink, but reviving it all over again to be relived. This legacy of himself, painting himself ironically as the Christ. And oh, what damage has that done? Must I remind you? The Christian black codes of old. The international standard to paint Jesus as white, to hold him as white, to make sure that in the conscience of all of the people of the earth, their God will be white. Their Lord and Savior will be white. That the standard of the earth shall be Christianity, according to his interpretation and theology of it, which included slavery, justified. Oh, how ironic that history follows us. How ironic. White Christian nationalism. Did the infamous lie to you? Did the infamous exaggerate? Ask yourself, what's inside of you that has you to resent my message? What's inside of you that disturbs you so deeply about my message? Clearly, it's not me. Clearly, it's not inaccuracies. Clearly, it's not lies or exaggerations. Clearly. Is the truth going to war inside of you against falsehoods, impurities? Is it provoking confessions that you're not ready to align with? Is it causing a healing that is quite painful, disturbing? White supremacy is falling. Feminism also is falling. And these are just attempts to keep it well and alive, but it will not work. They see the numbers globally of white people reducing. They see that the people are no longer under the spell of white greatness and superiority. The people know better now. They see better. 2024 and 2025 was a great awakening for nations and demographics. For all nations and demographics who sought to align themselves with white proximity, white closeness, white imitation, and what status, privileges, and opportunities that could come along with it, smashing red hats down on their head. From the yellow man and woman, the brown man and woman, the black man and woman, all of you, you have members of your community who thought that success, power, leverage, and opportunity would come from aligning themselves with white proximation and imitation. And everyone got their wake-up call. Every people got their wake-up call 2024-25. The year of disillusionment for the yellow man and woman, the brown man and woman, and the black man and woman. Now everybody knows you're not white. You're not white. And your attempts at trying to be white and align with white, look at how much betrayal and oppression and injury that you cause to your brother and sister, your fellow neighbor, in that ambitious pursuit to have commercial outcomes, Capricorn outcomes, corporate outcomes, power grabs, Machiavellian intentions and ambitions through that white alignment. You got your wake-up call. Even with the ballots, with voting. Voting exposes people. Those who smash the red hat on their head and go to the Republican right conservative claim, 1776 t-shirts on. I'm a dignified Christian. We have Christian values. Look at my Christian wife. Look at my Christian children. We live in a good neighborhood. We're away from those ghetto people. You do a little research. Who consumes the most pornography? Those same conservatives. Who's on EBT and SNAP benefit more than anybody? Those same conservatives. Who benefited from DEI more than anyone? Those same conservatives. These, we are acting and reacting off of illusions, people. Pointing across the other aisle at the members of liberals, Democrats in the urban cities. You're 13% of the population responsible for 82% of violent crime in America. Okay, who's the number one pedophile in America? Who consumes the most kiddie porn in America? Did we conveniently overlook that statistic? It's illusions, people. On the Democratic left, there's the same crisis. The Black American woman. And I'm not saying this about all Black American women. I'm not making a sweeping indictment. But I am saying, I am claiming, I am emphatically stressing and declaring that she is an equal to the white supremacist or the white narcissist. She is no different. She takes a position of the left and he takes a position of the right. She wears the blue and he wears the red. She is the bulldog of white liberal women and gays. She's the bulldog of immigrants who are underserved in liberal cities, in urban cities. They stand behind, safely behind, her big mouth. Her argument that can disarm a grizzly bear. Her argument that can pound a diamond into water and dust. Her argument that can send a silverback gorilla running into the hills crying. Her mouth is ferocious, powerful, will bring any great being to its knees. A black woman's mouth. People love to stand safely behind her mouth, put a quarter in her back and watch her go. Light a match in her behind through emotional manipulation, baiting her into their affairs, baiting her into their wars, baiting her into their fight, baiting her into their political interests. From feminism, gay rights, and immigration rights. Everyone loves to stand on the left side behind the black woman like a bulldog. Afraid to fight their own fights, afraid to fight their own battles, seeing that she herself is in crisis. She's lost. She's confused. She wants to fight, but she don't know what to fight for. She doesn't have an identity. And everyone realizes this about the black woman. So they insert their identity, they insert their fight, they insert their reasons. And she has no resistance to showing up for you. Her narcissism is no different than the white man and his legacy. Her arrogance, her abuse of power, her useful idiocy, her well-trained tactics in inheriting the overseer's role over the black male. She has the grassroots, the ground level of what the white man can't reach. She proudly and courageously takes the role of dividing families right down the middle, teaching everyone how to weaponize a child, how to bark down a husband and a father, how to castrate a son with her mouth, how to compete with her daughter for the dating pool, how to remove your shame and guilt that governs your conscience, that governs the oracle in you, that guides the will and security of your inner child. She teaches you how to disarm yourself from that. So you as women can contently submit to the practice of prostitution and escort culture without scrutiny. Serial dating, promiscuity, the exaltation, praise, and admiration for single life culture. She taught you how to do that. She taught you all of that. And secretly, you, especially white women out there, you know that you need her to find the audacity, the boldness, and the nerve to practice dark sexual power, dark magic, so that you can feel like you can place the forelock of your men, of your community, into the palm of your hand as she does. You learned it from her. And you protect her so that you can always have access to that classroom. You want her to keep you empowered the dark way, the wicked way, the evil way, the oppressive way. You want her to continue teaching you all of her tricks that she got from the underworld. Nobody's fooling anybody anymore. You may as well confess. Don't not confess to me, confess to yourself of what you've been doing, what you're protecting and why you're protecting it, what your intentions really are. You're not fooling anybody. You know what she's here to teach you. It's a crisis that you are not able to see where it's going to take you, where it's going to end you up. Tomorrow, you ain't gonna have no husband. You're not gonna have no man. Your children are going to be very strange and dysfunctional. You're not going to have womanhood. Men are not going to respect you. And farther off from that, they're not even going to desire you. You want the dark power that the Black American woman offers you and teaches you, but you don't want to deal with the consequences of it. That's a problem. You're not fooling anybody. When it comes to voting, she's the first one you go to on the left. By now, you know the truth. Cancer Jupiter is feminism correction. Cancer Jupiter is also corporate obsession correction. It is correction of these two things. And your two great leaders that you've been following, the white man and the black woman, they led you into a burning house. And there's anger in you, there's resentment in you, and guess where it's coming from? It's not you, it's your demons. Because they don't want you to be free. It's your demons. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to confess that. Because it gets you too close to freedom. The truth is going to war in every last one of you who are resisting. And the truth is going to win. The truth is going to prevail. So you can continue getting mad at me. You continue rolling your eyes at me. You can continue to watch my videos over and over again and not hit the like button out of disdain. Yeah, the truth is going to have victory. And you will be healed. You will be set free the right way, the real way. I'm not here flattering you, telling you what you want to hear. I'm doing the Father's job, the Father's role. I'm the infamous for that reason. I'm not popular. I'm not even likable. But I never lied to you. The white man thinks that he's the savior of all nations. He's the savior of the earth. Were it not for him, no one would be well off. But nothing could be further from the truth. The white man didn't bring civilization to the earth and to the worlds. Civilization was in full expression, the right way, before he was even a thought. He didn't bring philosophy, sciences, arts, mathematics, humanities, civics. Architecture, plumbing, hygiene, navigation, astrology and astronomy. He didn't bring that to the people. He didn't introduce that to tribes and nations. He didn't introduce that to the world. It was taught to him. And in particular, it was taught to him by black people of all kinds and tribes and nations. The Renaissance wasn't a celebration of anyone but his own self. Everyone else on the earth already had their Renaissance over and over and over again before he was even a thought. That's his story, not our story. He was in the Dark Ages. The indigenous of the earth were not in no dark age. He was in the Dark Ages. The people he accused of being savage, no. On the contrary, he's the one who proves and demonstrated in history that he was the savage. He was the godless one. No amount of quotations of statistics can ever catch up to his record in history and even in modern time of bloodshed and murder for money, for greed and domination, imperialism. No one can match him in that. What is petty crime, to quote? We have him to thank for introducing Jesus in the Bible. Here's the irony. My ancestors, in particular, suffered far worse than what was described of Jesus. So what impact is the story of Jesus supposed to have on a people who suffered far worse than Jesus ever did? We hung from trees. We were set on fire while tied up, dragged on the back of horses, one arm pulled in the opposite direction. Women gutted out while pregnant. They have cookbooks on how they used to eat us. The story of Jesus may be impactful to you, but it's not impactful to a people who suffered far worse than he. Christian black codes exacted perfect control, brainwashing, reassignment of identity. Indigenous Americans relabeled as Negro, Black, and Colored under Christian codes. Pure hatred, racism, and oppression through Christian black codes. But he's a savior. Were it not for him showing up, his claim, we would be in mud huts. How so? The arrogance. And the black American woman of today is no different. She wasn't always that way, but today she is. She's become the same person. Black girl magic. The black woman is God. Goddess and queen and highness and empress and all these other things. But she has become a sex demon of herself. Escort, prostitute, sex worker, manipulator. 42% rate in abortion. She's guilty of genocide. For a Saturday night nut. She taught the art of using children as weapons. She taught the art of how to control men, how to dominate men. She used her magic to remove shame and guilt and conscience from questionable behaviors in women and females of society, where you have no shame in doing what a woman should never do. She chooses to use her magic, her power, her forces for evil and not for good. If I were telling a lie, I would have reason to fear karma coming on me for the things I say. I'm saying some things that really clutch pearls. I'm not wrong. I'm telling the truth. And you know it's the truth too. And the truth is going to war inside of your body. It's destroying the falsehood, it's destroying the lies, and it's going to war against the darkness. That's what the infamous is doing. I'm sending light into a dark body who thought you had illumination. That's why you're so disturbed when you listen to it. Because you find out that you don't have what you thought you have, that you're not who you thought you were, that there was more work to do, more digging, more alignment, more truth to embody, and it disturbs you. Could it possibly bother you that a nigga is teaching you how to be free? The irony in that. Why am I free, but you're not free? My forefathers were slaves. How did that happen? How did I get to freedom before you did, and your forefathers were not slaves? This evil assumption will never prevail again. It won't prevail. This is a turning point. This is a birth right now that we all are going through, which is why it's so messy. It's very messy because it's a birth process. And that birth process includes being renewed outside of this corporate assumption and illusion over the globe. Unum Sanctum has expired. The initiatives and spread of the Spanish Inquisition through doctrine of discovery, manifest destiny, Christian black codes, secret treaty of Verona, even unto the Monroe Doctrine, it's done. It will remain in the old earth. And the old earth are those who, just like a lot of you, struggle to align with the truth. You will be in that old earth, fighting all this corruption and this evil, dealing with and suffering from this corruption and this evil, because it's the karma that catches you up to the frequency by which you set yourself free. And only truth can do that. But you don't like truth. This brainwashing legacy, it can't stick anymore. It can't work anymore. This brainwashing, imperialism, white supremacy legacy, it can't hold anymore. The American flag in the background, that's who he wants to symbolize or represent America. That's who he wants to be, the brand of America. The truth is out of the bag. The very people who he sends ICE to arrest are more American than he will ever be. They are the Americans. The very ones that he's arresting are the real Americans. Native Americans and even indigenous Americans. If anybody's not American, it's him. White people do not brand America. Not this continent. North, Central, and South America, indigenous and native, it is the land of people of color. And white people settled here in these Americas. It was already civilized. There were already nations here. There were already tribes here. There was already a constitution here among the tribes. Already civilized. He and his forefathers broke the treaties. He and his forefathers stole, killed, raped, and repainted the walls to suit their glory. These are puppets of Khazarians. The right hand of Khazarians. The officer of Khazarians. The foot soldiers of Khazarians. And now everybody knows that in this world. He's still manifesting that today. This is the healer of the world. This is the healer of America. This is the healer of the nation. How? When you forget your veterans. How? When you turn your back on the homeless. When you turn your back on the mentally ill. How? How when you extract every dime that the Americans have to transfer it over and cash app the Khazarians for their dirty wars? How? How so? How sway? This is a person who betrayed the people. And it's the legacy of his forefathers to betray the people. This toxic disease of white Christian nationalism, it won't live. Because truth is here now. Authenticity is here now. These legacies will not make it to the new earth. And the new earth is not a physical reality. It's an understanding that you align with through the pains and trials and sufferings of truth. That should be a warning to some of you who struggle when it comes to the truth. You're still fugitives, some of you. There's a warrant for some of you.